What's up, YouTube? It's Jay Sauce back again with another video, and today is just a little bit of a different video. It's for a server I'm in called Wish Draft League, or WDL, hosted by my good friend Wish, and I decided to kind of make an award show because I want to be more involved, and I figure this is a great way to get everyone together and have kind of a season recap. Wish, any thoughts?
Yeah, thank you so much for putting this together. Thank you so much for helping out with this.
Thanks for owning the
And
league.
sorry.
Thanks for owning the league.
Hey, I do my best. My pleasure. It's been a really fun season. I'm really glad we put this together. I'm really glad we got this going.
Me too. And yeah, we even got our own quote unquote custom sprites. I'm the
Definitely not stolen from Pokemon Showdown.
no, and as always, I'm the irrelevant one, the one no one ever knows.
True.
All
Yeah,
right.
we reached out to, or I did. I didn't reach out. You reached out to a couple of people asked what sprites they wanted using.
Yep, I
Alrighty.
did. All right. So first off, I just want to give a huge shout out to our rookies. It's their first draft league, and they all did pretty well. I think so. Big shouts to Nixon, RYJZ, and Kev, aka Regal. Thank you so much for playing. It really has been a great time having you here. And
Yeah,
good job on the season.
I believe every rookie took home at least 2 wins.
Yes, Nixon kicked my ass in week 8, but we don't talk
Yeah,
about that
and
cursed game.
honestly, I mean, I believe everyone had a good time. I hope everyone had a good time.
I hope so
I
too.
was really happy that we had newbies trying out draft for the first time,
And they were,
and
like you said, they were winning. It's not like they
yeah,
just had.
they were clean in house. I know. I personally sat down with Rye a couple times. We talked over some like fundamentals and stuff and some matchups, and he picked it up on it. He picked up on it really quick. He played pretty well even in the games he didn't win, and he took home 2 wins. I know Disloyal was talking with Nixon a whole ton. I know Nixon picked up a whole bunch of information as well, and I believe Shadow was talking with Kev a whole bunch as well. So
This is what I love to see in draft. I love to
yeah,
watch
I
people
love it, man.
improve.
Yeah. So huge shout out to our rookies.
All
Hope to
right.
see you guys in future seasons.
Yeah, hopefully, have you in season 3 starting soon. I don't have the applications. Wish does to confirm or deny, but I'm hoping to see all 3 of you back. All right. So, tonight's awards. Um, Pretty much everyone watching this live has voted for most of these. There are 2 that were not on the actual award sheet form because they are stats based or sheets based, which is what the SB stands for, and that's Coach of the Season, aka the number 1 seed, the coach that's at the top, and the most valuable Pokemon, which is Pokemon with the most kills or the best differential if there's a tie. This is regular season only. 1, because playoffs is not over yet, and 2, it kind of discriminates against coaches that did not make the playoffs.
It would be pretty
So
unfair if we were to do stats based tracking.
exactly,
Play out as many games as other coaches.
like if you're the 9 seed but have a Pokemon with 30 kills, but somebody
Yeah,
behind you
exactly.
has 24 kills, then wins finals and gets more than that. That's just unfair. So, outside of those stats based awards, we have most dominant team, which is different than coach of the season because it doesn't necessarily have to be a 1 seed. It could be the best put together team, what's having the most, or the most effective mons, etc., etc. Then we have the spiciest set from the season. We have an overachiever, which is a low point mon that exceeded expectations or was actually good despite how little points it was. I just
I'm on
knocked
you
over a
wouldn't think
couple.
would perform.
Yeah, I just
That
knocked over a
performed.
couple water bottles. Sorry. Yeah,
It's huge.
basically a mon with no expectations that came out the gates and hit it out of the park.
Mm-hmm.
And then finally, we're going to be closing it with game of the season. There were a ton of nail biters. I had a horrible time trying to put these in the form. Took up a
Yeah,
lot of time watching the
there were
games.
more games than we could have put in the form, and even in the form,
There was like 6 of them.
I could have voted for any of those games.
I agree. And now there is a note at the bottom. Coaches are capped at winning 2 awards per. This is so, there is only 6 slots or 6 awards.
Yeah, we wanted to spread the love.
Yeah. So the absolute minimum amount of people we're going to be seeing tonight is 3, which I think, sure, that would be a little bit low, but realistically, it's going to be more than that.
I believe, yeah.
And I think 2 is better than 1 because it allows you to not take away from a person that did really well.
Mhm.
So yeah, and then after all the awards, we are going to release the season 3 draft order. Season 3 starts Saturday, which is
Mhm.
crazy to think about. There's like no turnaround, but I'm excited.
Yeah, I didn't want to lock out. I mean, we got 30 plus people in the server. I didn't want to lock out everyone's fun for a couple games. Um, it means the playoffs coaches are suffering from success a little bit, but
Not couldn't be me.
yeah, couldn't be me. I got knocked out. It's not my problem.
All right.
No, but much love to the playoffs coaches.
Would you like to see the first award, guys?
Yeah,
All
let's
right.
take a look.
So it
So,
looks
who
like
was coach of the season?
we got a couple more people in here for the first award. The coach of the season, the number 1 seed, is somebody that you all probably know.
Yeah,
The
no
former,
surprise here.
no
If it's number
surprise
one
here. Well, if I didn't lose week 8,
seed.
the season 1 champion, potentially going back to back.
Absolute demon.
It's Blue Sheep, everybody. 7-1 plus 25 with a disgusting
Absolutely
trio.
demonic run.
Demonic trio is pictured on screen because, like, what the fuck?
Yeah, these three Mons are really like the peak of his team.
Literally,
These Mons performed all season.
they all goobed me in the one matchup I had with him. Super annoying to prep for. Terra Ladio should not be a thing. That thing should never see the light of day again.
Rectified next season, I promise.
Thank God.
Yeah, I know I was given sheep. I would know I was given sheeps and toys all season.
Can you say it again? Sorry, your mic did a little funny. All right, well, I'll improvise.
Oh my god.
Wait, I can hear you. Pop off.
Oh man. Hello?
You're good.
Okay. Yeah, I knew this would happen, man. I knew this would happen.
Hey, well,
Um.
only started now, so take your little victories.
Yeah. Yeah, I know I was giving sheep some noise about Zama all season and Zama not performing, but in reality, it, like it does what Zama does. It shows up, and if you don't have an answer to it, it just wins the game. Um,
Can
yeah,
confirm.
it should come at no surprise to those of you who have seen the Natdex board that I have taken action against like more than half of these three Mons here. Latios won't be a Terra captain, and Zama's gone. Sheep did his best to prove that these things should not be allowed. He played really well, though. I don't want to like have this be chalked up to Zamazenta and Latias,
No, the
and Lando too. But Sheep is like a demonic player.
the guy really is him.
Yeah, Sheep plays really tight. He knows his stuff, and yeah, he had a great run this season.
I mean, 7-1. The one loss was to just Specs Fire Blast Blaziken, which
Hey,
I was not
no
expecting.
shade to Cole. That was a heat game,
No
and
shade for Collins.
Cole brought some great sets.
I
And
love Specs Blaziken. It just absolutely caught me off guard when I was watching that live or watching a replay, whatever I did, and
yeah,
saw that. That was a
yeah.
great
Hey,
game, though. Big
Cole
shouts to
proved that
Cole.
Sheep could bleed.
For real. I wonder
A
if he
huge shout
bleeds
out
blue.
to Cole for being the only person who could take down Sheep. And of course, runner up to Sloyo.
Big Sloy.
Yeah, Mr. Sloy also had a great run.
Rain sucks ass. Fuck Rain. Me and my homies hate Rain.
Yeah, great run from Dis as well.
All right.
All right.
So next up, the most dominant team, which, like I mentioned earlier, could be different, but in this case,
Now
it
this will
wasn't.
be no booing, no Madge
Boo!
emotes in the chat.
Oh
This will
brother,
be the
this
last
guy
showing from Sheep tonight.
stinks.
But yeah, I really wanted to make sure we talked about the rest of Sheep's team.
Originally,
I've known Sheep a while. This is like a very Sheep draft. This is like a lot of very solid Mons that are going to do their job every game. And yeah, it's peak. I really like what he put together. I mean, absolutely nobody has been pleased to play into this team.
no, it sucks. I can confirm. This is the worst team I've had to prep for all season.
Yep, 100%. I am super glad I dodged him in the season. That's a lie. I would have loved to play against Sheep, but
Yeah, goated logo as well.
yeah, I remember when he was cooking this logo up in draft and in grace. It was so funny, man.
But yeah, I had this graphic loaded up with Belly Bolt, Volcarona, and Galar Weezing as well. I just couldn't fit all of the Pokemon on here. Let's
Yeah,
be real. Just everything does its job and allows for stuff like Zamazenta and Latias to just win in the end
to
game.
shine. Yeah, truly.
That's like what
And
it
like
needs to do.
you see a team like this, and you just know that like any of these mons could come. You know what I mean?
I do, exactly.
Like so, yeah. And once again, our runner-up Disloyal for this category as well.
Mhm.
Shoutouts to the Rain team with the 13-point Archaludon
Yeah, I just,
and the Terra Basculegion. So some errors by me on both teams,
oh,
allowing some things I maybe shouldn't have.
don't forget
But
Sneasler Rillaboom.
oh yeah, and Sneaslerilla. Yeah, so huge shout out to Dis as well for his runner-up spot for the
But
most
yeah,
dominant team.
the
He's
only
on the other side of the playoffs bracket right now,
maybe we can get a
uh,
Sloy Sheep finals. Who knows?
so I don't know if you know this. That would actually be a
Be a rematch.
rematch from season one's finals.
I joined right before season one finals
Hmm.
happened.
So I would we'll
Yeah,
see.
I just
I'm
wanted
not
to.
I'm not counting anyone out yet.
Me
Sheep has
neither.
to make his way
No,
through Dax.
and
And
Dib and Sloy are playing.
yep, exactly. Dib and Disloyal
I just,
are fist fighting on the other side of the
I,
bracket. So
I
we
just
could
want.
see Dib versus Disloyal
We
or Dib versus Dax in the finals too.
we
So
could.
I'm not counting anyone out.
I just want to give one more shout out to young Base Lord himself. Belly Bolt.
Let's go.
I fucking love
Truly
this
the
mon.
mon of the split. I don't care what anything else says in this presentation.
Yeah.
Belly Bolt is him.
I don't care if everyone else hates Belly Bolt because Wish and I are the ones speaking, and we love that mon.
So true. How could you look at this guy and not like him? That's all I'm saying.
Exactly. Anyways, I believe we can move on to
Yeah, for
our
sure.
next award, which, if I remember correctly, is Most Valuable Pokemon. Now, I know I put the slideshow together, and I already read the order, but I forget what order
It
this
is
is in,
most
okay?
valuable Pokemon.
It is Most Valuable Pokemon, okay.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
is most
so,
valuable Pokemon.
you know how he said Latios is a very ungodly Pokemon
Here we
that's gonna
go.
get Thanos snapped next season from Terra?
Yeah,
Here,
speaking of mods getting Thanos snapped,
there's another Mon that should never see the light of day with Terra. It's Raging Bolt. Now,
let's go, baby. Malding Throat.
Maulding Throat is the MVP of the season. I'm really, really happy about this and the runner up, man. JSAW stocks are through the roof.
These are such you mons.
Now,
Holy.
I know it says 21 and 3, 8 games played. Realistically, it probably got 21 kills in 6 games. I think there was a week
Yeah.
it didn't touch the field, and then there may have been 2 weeks, and then realistically, I threw a band on it in the last week to beam.
Hey,
So,
that
yeah.
set was peak. I don't want to hear a goddamn thing.
Yeah. I'm just glad that I would have been mad if Terrakion passed me.
Mhm.
I'm just glad that Landorus Incarnate did it because
Hey, it was close.
it was. However, counterpoint, Terra is cool.
Many people would debut you on that argument.
I know,
Um,
but I don't care. So,
but yeah, so really cool to see a new mon as like the most valuable Pokemon of the season.
eh,
Season started just after DLC 2 had launched, way back when. And yeah, Raging Bolt has just performed all season. You
eh,
click Calm Mind on this thing once, and it will immediately threaten your whole team.
yeah,
It is so unbelievably bulky, does so much damage.
it does
You have
not need
thunderclap shenanigans.
it does not even need coverage, even though
Yeah,
I mean
and
it
then but
doesn't
Terra gives
really
it the
have it.
coverage.
Yeah, it doesn't need it every week though. If you
Hmm.
guys are somehow watching and not familiar with WDL or not in the server, but like watch my content, you will see that throughout the SPS season, this mon is him. Like
Yeah,
it's
this mon
not
is
just
crazy.
WDL. And I just want to give a shout out to Wishes Terrakian. He had that thing for 7 weeks in the
Yeah,
regular
7 weeks,
season, not
and it
even
was a
8,
runner
and
up.
I think it was at 19. And I remember talking to him about Terrakian at like 1 a.m. I'm like, you have to try this out. It's the best Terra captain that's not been drafted.
I wasn't sold on it because without a way to innately boost its speed, without a damage ability, I wasn't sold. But man, being able to fix what is like a pretty weak defensive typing, or just absolutely nuke things with like stab boosted Terras or like Terra Ground Fear, Earthquake,
Hmm.
so much damage, and it's so versatile.
It
It
really is.
really fills in the damage you lack when you run a Scarf, so you can run Scarf and still have the damage that you normally miss out on. Um, you could defensive Terra. Yeah,
I w-
peak Mon. I had a lot of fun. I'm really glad you told me to pick it up. Um, I don't
earlier
think it's as crazy as Raging Bolt, but
no, it's not, but
I am really glad that I picked this Mon up, and it was just fun to play with all season.
I remember it began uh like mid 2023 before MPBA season 8 maybe.
Hmm.
I was telling people that Terrakion was physical and amorous, but people would not believe me. That bond does similar things, obviously
Yeah,
different but similar, but in the same core concept, it does
no, I see what
the
you
same
mean for sure.
thing.
It honestly, I had an Amorous in WDL season one. I've tried it ever since, and having played now with Terra Terrakion, they play very similar. Terrak can't do all the things an Amorous can do, but that's why an Amorous is so much more expensive.
Yeah.
But they have like an identical playstyle,
Yeah.
to
And
me at least. I feel.
I do want to just
And
close out this. Oh, you can go ahead. You
no,
can
go
go
for it,
ahead.
go for it.
I was just gonna say I do want to close out this slide with saying that I really do feel bad for not making Raging Bull as versatile as it can be. That is my goal in SPS. However, I know
Hmm.
a lot of you probably won't watch that series. I This thing really is not a Calm Mind merchant. Now, its best set is Calm Mind, but it can be specs, it can be like
AV,
leftovers. AV is really common.
AV is really
Heavy
good,
duty boots, it can really do anything you want to be. It can come to every match
just like Shuka.
and do something. Yeah, it could be. It's a great resist Berrymon,
Hmm.
and it
Just
just
being so innately bulky.
yeah, it can do whatever you pretty much need it to. It's got a sneaky speed stat. I've ran Scarf once and it
Hmm.
gooped. It
Because I feel like it's one of those mons that can afford to run timid and
Yeah,
still have like decent damage output.
you can. I'm telling you, I don't say this about a lot of mons. You can bring this Pokemon every single week and not be
Hmm.
punished.
Yeah, I have bumped it up to like 15 points or 16 points in WDL season three, but even without Terra, because
It's
I just
crazy.
think this mon performs every game.
Yeah, I
Honestly,
agree. So spiciest set next, right?
let me take a look. Yes, we have the spiciest set.
So a little backstory. I had two sets on here, both great sets. However, I will eh, neither of them won.
Hmm.
Instead, we have Dibs low kick with Sword Stance, Endure, Salic, and Reversal. And I put the kills at the
Absolutely
bottom.
insane set. It got 3 kills that
It
game.
got 3 kills. I put the kills at the bottom because of the fact that, to me, Heat is a mixture of how creative the set is and how effective it is.
Hmm.
Right? Because a lot of people just call Heat, some throwing shit like, oh, I put a 20 base power move on my Pokemon. That's Heat. No, that's ass. Heat is
Yeah,
coming up with creative ways to deal with stuff that you otherwise wouldn't, in my opinion. And that's what
absolutely.
this low kicks did. It was
Yeah,
unique,
absolutely.
unorthodox, and produced results.
This set
This is Heat.
is this is peak Dib. I haven't known Dib very long, but we mock now and like we've jammed games. And my God, this guy can cook. This guy just comes up with some insane sets, and this is peak Dib.
You want to know how
And
I'm
I rewatched this game in like preparation for this, and like this wasn't even the only heat set he brought to that game.
You want to know how I know
And
Dib is a
yep,
psychopath?
how do you know?
Because there was one mock we did. I don't even know when it was. We so he sent me a paste before I started building. Didn't look at it. Didn't touch it at all. I built pretty much the same exact team, and I'm a psychopath when it comes to building. So by pretty much osmosis, Dib is also a psychopath.
Yeah, absolutely phenomenal set too. I
Yeah,
remember rewatching this game today for this set. We didn't even get to see the Salic Berry. It was still
it got
performing
knocked
without the
off.
Salic.
The
Yeah,
salad
the
got
Salic
knocked
got
off.
knocked.
To be
This
fair,
shit
he
did
had
so
sucker
much
punch,
damage with
but like
reversal, man.
yeah, I believe the other moves was Sucker Punch, and I forget
It
the
was
last
definitely
move.
Sucker.
It was Sucker because I know it claimed a couple of Sucker.
Yeah,
I
it
just
was
don't
SD
remember.
Endure Reversal Sucker.
Oh,
And
well then I'm stupid.
dude,
I can't count, guys. I'm actually illiterate.
he is mind blown by this set.
See,
Yeah, tinted lens reversal does so much damage, man. Like
tinted
watching
lens is
this
a
has
stupid
made me
ability.
want to take this mon in the future,
Me too,
and I love
except
that about draft. When I can see a set like this, and it makes me want to take a mon in the future to hopefully play
that's
with it
that's the
myself.
novelty of draft to me. It's like, especially in national decks, there's just so many options.
Hmm.
You can go so many creative ways you can go about stuff. I compare it to Pokemon Infinite Fusions only because I'm
Hmm.
playing it again. There really is no duplicate teams unless you draft the same Pokemon.
And even
Like,
then, you're gonna have different games and
mhm,
different situations, right? Like the world is your
exactly.
oyster, and
Two
this
teams
set
are
is
never going to be the
unique for
same
that.
unless obviously you copy and paste the same team back to back, but
Yeah.
I just got the middle finger from Kuroko. Anyways, yeah, you know how I called myself a
Insane Riz.
psychopath? Yeah, there's a
It-
the runner up is my Chalonberry Mismagius that was specially
this
defensive and
blew
had Grass Knot.
so many people's minds, man.
So if you
This
don't know,
set,
Chalonberry is basically a resist berry, but for normal type moves. So you get hit by a normal type move, gets halved. So obviously, with Mismagius' Levitate, I wanted a way to be able to deal with Ursula Blood Moon. So I was able to live a Blood Moon into a Hyper Voice from like a +1 Blood Moon, I think, because I saw Kev use Throat Spray on it, thought that's pretty cool. And then I had Grass Knot on it as well to hit KO it back, because
absolutely
usually
destroy that thing.
usually Miss Mag can't touch Ursula Blood Moon. And then the third runner up was my other set, Gouging Fire with Grassy Seed and Spadef Protosynthesis with support from Sunny Day Thwacky.
That was an early set, wasn't it?
It was
I remember when you were cooking
week
that.
3. I remember when I cooked that, I was literally in my basement getting so hyped to bring it. Fake victory dance.
Victory dance is
The
crazy.
the goal was to come in with the cosmic power and then click Dragon
Hmm.
Dance. And it worked. It got like 5 kills, I think. 4 or 5.
This is what I love about draft, man. That's why I'm not a ladder guy. You don't get this kind of
Yeah,
stuff on
no, I
ladder.
agree. This is why I only play Ranbats occasionally. I've never been I used to be a ladder Andy, but never since I started playing draft.
Hmm.
It's just so much fun to bring creative shit.
Absolutely.
All right. So
And speaking of,
what's up next? Is it
we've got overachieving
Overachiever?
Pokemon.
I thought so.
The
Now,
Shitmon that could.
the shitmon that could. So, here's the thing about me.
Here we go.
I've not played Gen 9. I've not played Scarlet and Violet. But man, do I fucking love Squawkabilly. Glockabilliums?
Glockabiliums.
Glockabilliums is my fucking guy, bro. This
Look at
motherfucker
this Mon.
this motherfucker's like S- Staraptor, but like slightly worse, but it's always so much
It's
cheaper.
Straptor at home from Walmart.
It's literally
Like
Staraptor from
twice
Kroger.
removed. Yeah.
The only
It's Walmart Straptor at home. It
it
is.
is.
That guy has 90 attack.
But like, so the thing is, Staraptor's usually running about 8. Glockabilly's 2. Nobody ever preps for it.
Absolutely not. You
It
don't see
always
this thing in
puts in
prep form.
work, no matter what set it is. Like, it can run Intimidate Parting Shot.
I think that was like the set I was most impressed with this season.
I was too.
It's just like using it as a utility mon because I like that kind of set on Staraptor, like fast Staraptor to
Hmm.
intimidate. So using a similar set here, I think is great.
This thing went 7-2, and legitimately think the first 2 times I brought it, it got 6 kills in
Yeah,
about 8 turns.
you started using it as a utility mon later on in the
I
season,
did.
but yeah, it was picking up kills early on.
I know the first match it got 3 kills in 4 turns,
Hmm.
and followed up with another great performance. This thing, I guts and hustle.
Oh yeah,
So if you're willing to take a gamble,
huge damage abilities.
Choice Scarf Hustle just nukes stuff. The only
You
drawback,
brought that set, didn't you?
I brought twice, I believe, in the Flame Orb once.
Hmm.
It's like the only drawback that Staraptor has more than one thing on Squawkabilly, but Staraptor can actually hit Steels and Rocks. Squawkabilly can't, but you can U-turn out
Yeah,
on them.
Raptor getting close combat
Is huge.
is gigantic.
It is.
But
But yeah,
hey, if you guys ever need a diet
Diet Staraptor.
Staraptor. Grab yourself a Glockabillions.
Dude, if somebody drafts Glockabillions, hit me up in my DMs. I will help you cook. This mon is fucking amazing, and fuck Pokeaim for making this look like a piece of shit.
Yeah, this mon's peak.
This mon is just peak me. I don't know how to put it. This is a JSauce mon, a
It really
JGent.
is. This
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 is a
mon right here,
JGent, if you
Jesus.
will. But yeah, runner up is Dax Vikavolt. I saw his four
Oh,
points. I tried to tell Wish that this mon is not a 4 point mon, even though it
I
lost
okay.
Roost.
So like it lost Roost, and that's a big deal for Vikavolt. Like I am a Vikavolt stan. I think I was just blinded by it losing Roost and like kind of overcompensated, but this guy has a lot of attack, and Dax has been absolutely putting in work with this thing. The typing is great. You're an electric, use immune to ground, which is always great, and it hits so hard, man. And setting up webs in Paldea where the removal is complete
Hmm.
dog water.
This mon
This
didn't.
Mon has put in work all season.
The
He
mon.
cooked me with it. It got like 3 or 4 kills
The
this
mon.
week
Yeah,
in playoffs.
the mon didn't even have an Annihilate or a Goldango paired with it, and it still was
Yeah,
putting up Jordan numbers
yeah,
as a four
absolutely.
pointer. And then there were a couple others. Cobalion was the highest point Pokemon on here, mainly because it's
Mhm.
just flat out shit. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I'm a huge Cavalion hater, but
I'm
I'm gonna be
too
honest, Rasta put
yeah,
in
big respect to Rasta,
work with
man.
it. Absolutely. I was not impressed. Or like I'm usually not impressed by that Mon, but Rasta really put in work with
I
it
w-
this season.
I will say it took like 75 from a Squawkabillium's Brave Bird, and then died the turn after.
Yeah, that Squawkabilly took 75 off of the recoil from doing 75 to a Cavalion.
Hey, I'll trade my 2 pointer to a Cobalion, okay? That's the best thing about Squawkabilly, honestly, is the amount of trades it puts in.
It's just
Like,
trading up in value.
yeah, it might not get 3 kills every game, but if you trade a 2 pointer for a 16 pointer, well then shit, that's immense value for you.
True.
And that's what I love about Mons.
Hmm.
So, is what's next? Surely it's not game of the season already.
It is game of the
It's
season, our
game
last
we're
award.
already on the last one.
Yep.
It's crazy. Oh, so what I was gonna touch on earlier for Heat Set, I believe, and maybe one other one. I honestly forget. So that I was nominated, and actually, Chalonberry Miss
Oh, here we
Magius
go.
won won the vote, but I think it had like 55%. I
Yeah.
don't actually know the number, but due to the rule we had in place,
Yeah.
we decided that it would not be
I didn't
fun
want
or
everyone showing
fair.
up just so this guy could gas himself for like half an hour.
No, like
We gotta spread the love.
literally, we went through the form. Blue Sheep had 2 awards. I had 4.
Yeah,
And we're like,
we're not
this is
doing that,
not going to
man.
be fun.
That's cringe.
It literally is cringe. It'd just be me dick sucking myself, right? And
Imagine.
not flexible enough. All right, so we have game of the season. Um,
This was peak.
this was
This
peak.
game was so good. Something I'm going to mention real quick before we get into this, and for the most heat set, we will be linking the replays associated with these games after this recording is done. We'll put it in the YouTube description as well, or in the comments, and I will be linking them in the server as well. Um, but yeah, this game was incredible. I rewatched all the games; they were all bangers. But this one was so close, so much back and forth, so many Mons living at like 1 HP and trading back and forth. There was a trick room girder that popped the fuck off. Like, man, I loved this game. This game was such a treat to watch. So huge shout out to Sai and Kev. Absolutely banger game. So huge shout out to both. Yeah,
Yeah,
this game was
it
incredible.
it really was a banger to watch. I remember, believe I watched it first on replay, and boy oh boy, was I literally biting my nails.
Yeah, I was biting my nails watching this today when we were rewatching it. Holy, absolutely incredible
Sai
game.
had a couple of games in there, in the voting.
Yes, I had like 3, 4 games, something like that.
Yeah, just really
We had a ton
impressive.
of games. It was so hard
And
to like narrow down the
okay,
games we wanted.
I'm gonna snitch myself out right now. I was not watching every single replay because like I just didn't have time for that. So I knew we were gonna have a bunch of close games just based off the scores. So I specifically went through all the 1-0s. I was originally going to go through the 1-0s
Hmm.
and 2-0s, but all of the 1-0s
You
took
just
up a
know those
bunch of
games
my
are gonna be
time.
close,
Yeah, and so not all 1-0s are the same.
but
Um,
this one was crazy.
yeah, so there were a couple 1-0s where it was like it realistically could or should have been a 2 or 3-0, but somebody was playing really safe. And that's just different from what this game was, man. This game was literally down to the wire.
I don't. Yeah, I haven't seen many games as back and forth in this as this.
It was just trading
Like the
blows the entire
definition
time.
of back and forth.
Yeah, one man on one side dies, comes in,
Gets
trades,
something
and back
low,
and
comes
forth.
back in. Oh my god. So yeah, we will absolutely have to make sure that this replay is put in the YouTube video, and I will link it now in the server.
Yeah. Are you gonna link the runner up one as well? Which again, not to suck myself off. This
Do you want
game.
to talk about that game while I'm finding the replay here?
So I brought a mixture of heat sets and real sets. Like I brought Tailwind Squawkabilly, um, with
It almost won you the game.
Iron Crown to outspeed. What's it called? Iron Valiant booster at with Tailwind up, and it was another back and forth game till at the end game.
Hmm.
It wasn't looking good for me. So I got knocked down to about 9% in front of an Iron Treads with my Squawkabilly, and instead of trying to kill it, I threw up a prayer. I'm like, hey, he might quick Earthquake here. It's the best move for him because I died to Willow next turn. So I threw up a prayer. I put up my Tailwind, went off,
It was so scary, man. Oh my
and
god, it
then
was
I
so
was
scary.
off by one turn. Choppleberry Iron Tread saved him the game. It really
I
did.
was really happy with my prep for our game, honestly.
I was too.
I
This
took
is
that game as like a sign that my prep has really improved since I started as a draft player.
I think people should watch that game and take a sign of shit. Am I underrating resist berries? Because
Yeah, resist berries. If you can catch anything from these awards, resist berries a peak. Use resist berries.
it's like okay, I'm not gonna say it. I was gonna say it's like Terra, but I just meant in a way that it can flip a game.
Yeah, absolutely. They do that. They flip games in the same way that like Terra on ladder, where you don't know what your opponent has.
Yeah, it's a great way to bait something and just kill that check back, and then all of a sudden another Pokemon just wins. And apologize for spoiling if you've not already seen the game. It was a 1-0 for Kev, but it
Yep.
please go watch that. Like, it's imperative that
Please
you
watch the
do.
game.
Even if you've seen it, watch it again because it really is that much of a
I
great
don't have
game.
a link for our game, but at some point we can link that.
That's fine.
It's not as
Uh,
important. Don't worry about our game. Watch the Kevin Shadow game.
this is true. This is true. Now, unfortunately, which do I have a segue slide or is it just straight into the reveals?
It is straight into the reveal. So
Okay.
we are out of awards.
Yes, this was all 6 awards. Um, I am. I guess I shouldn't say I'm sorry that um me and
No,
Cheat
don't.
took up
I,
4 of the 6 awards, but like
no, you
when
guys
you're
performed,
when you're at the
and
top of the leaderboard,
my dumbass couldn't think of any extra awards. So in
yeah,
future,
no,
I will be outsourcing the awards work to the server, and
this was
we'll hopefully
our
get started on earlier. It was definitely my fault that
no,
we
it's
didn't get
not
into
just
this
your
sooner.
fault. It's I had 2 weeks straight where I had nothing to do but study,
Yeah,
so that kind of hindered it as well. And I also couldn't think of any more awards. I just
no, you got
want
nothing to apologize for, man. Thank you for putting all this
I
together.
just really the way I wanted to do it is kind of in a secretive manner where I knew we were going to be co-hosting and on it
Hmm.
together. So I really wanted to make things mysterious for everybody, not try to outsource things unless
That's
I
pretty true.
absolutely had to. Like the heat
I think
sets,
it just crept up on us.
yeah, it really did. But
But
I want
if
to
you're
keep
down, I'm down
suspense.
to run this back for season 3.
Oh, I'd love to. I'd love to do some more content on this.
Hmm.
I don't know if it can be on YouTube, but I don't think necessarily that
Yeah,
it
it
has
doesn't
to.
have to be.
I could do the unlisted thing, but
Yeah, that would be cool. That would be cool.
would be cool because then I don't
We
have to.
also
Because
there's
I assume
potentially
people don't care if I unlist it, I'm probably not going to edit all the way through. Uh,
yeah, don't worry about it.
yeah, so I'll probably
We were also talking.
see
There
if I can
is
unlist it.
a WDL potential weekly podcast
Hmm.
that I have been kicking around in my head for a little bit. We may see
It'd be a great way
season
to
3. We'll have
do.
to see.
It'd be a great way to do some pickums or something as well.
Yeah, like I would love to just hop on, just chat about like with you, and then maybe we bring people on
Hmm.
in different weeks, have different guests every week from the league.
Well, I know
Just chat
Thursday.
about our matches for the week and
I'm telling you,
what
Thursday is always going
games
to be my
happened.
free day. So if you want to make that
Yeah,
happen,
yeah, let's make that happen.
all right.
All
So
right, now
the it's probably what most of you guys have been waiting for. Let's be
most of you
real.
guys have been waiting for coach reveals
Coach
for
reveals,
season 3.
not just coach reveals, draft reveals, draft
Draft
order reveals.
order. I had all you gremlins saying leak draft order, leak draft order.
Start draft now. Start draft now.
Start draft now.
Well,
All
maybe
right.
not start draft now, but I think I'm just gonna go ahead and rip the band-aid off.
Yeah,
We're starting
hit
with
us.
we're starting with
Low tier.
low tier Paldea draft. It's a more casual draft, not
Hmm.
necessarily for beginners, but somebody that people that don't want to try as hard, which is not a bad thing because trust me,
Absolutely.
I'm in
One of the biggest marks that I missed as the organizer of season 2 was not properly facilitating the casual environment that I wanted to. So I've apologized in the past. I apologize again here,
and to
and
my
I really hope that this low tier division um, really satisfies, like scratches that itch
to
for a lot of our
and
players.
to the crowd in the call, I do just want to say that out in the regular season, I never like this is gonna sound. I don't want to ego stroke myself. I promise I'm trying to tie it
Okay,
back
let me take. I
together.
know what you're gonna say. Let me say it. I know what you're gonna say. Um, both Jay and myself were a little worried. We personally did not sign up for low tier because um, we weren't mocking for a lot of our games
All of them. I wasn't mocking for
in
any of
yeah.
them.
I think I mocked for a couple weeks. You didn't mock at all in the regular season, and I think I still like ruined fun for people, and I don't want to be the cause of doing that.
Yeah, I
So
know.
you
I
guys
know.
don't have to worry about that for this incoming season.
I know.
This
Personally, I built in 20 minutes. Didn't use a calc in any of my battles except for playoffs. I did use it in playoffs, but I heard feedback
it's just
that it
yeah.
wasn't
We
great,
heard feedback,
and
and
quite frankly, I just wasn't happy with that. Even though I knew that there wasn't anything more I could do about
you,
it.
like we just want to make sure that the casual division is as fun as possible. It
Exactly.
also works out nicely. There were exactly 16 applications.
Hmm.
So without further ado,
Yeah.
low tier Paldea X Casual, our draft order.
You want to announce it or just leave it here for a little
We'll
bit?
leave it
Talk
here, but I
about.
do want to say absolutely gigantic shout out to Sai, Shadow Tag Porygon, as well as Happy as well for putting together the low tier board,
I know.
for putting together the rule set, and uh, running the division. I will be helping out and running as well, but huge shout out to Shadow for shouldering this, uh,
I I
for
know.
making his baby.
Yeah, I know. Dib has been doing a lot of tearing with them too.
Dib as well. Yeah, we've yeah.
Oh brother, who let Blue Sheep in here? Kick him out.
True.
You're
Kill
gone.
him. Take
Mod
his knees.
mods crush his skull.
Yeah. I yeah, don't my one thing that
Oh,
I
they
would
put
suggest
Mr.
is
Sloy in
to
here too. Oh yeah, it's
yeah,
rats.
don't worry about this and sheep and some
Make
of our other players who performed well in
make Dis and
the
Sheep
second
fight each
season.
other every week.
We may do a little schedule rigging
Oh,
for
my
hype.
Discord's popping off. Did I forget to mute
Um
WDL?
I do
Mayhaps.
just want to say that like everyone here has committed to just having a chill season. Just having an absolutely chill season, having a great time. So I'm really, really looking forwards to seeing how this season plays out. And I will definitely, if we are doing this podcast, I cannot wait to talk about
I
the low tier games that we see from the outside looking in.
Me too. I know I've had a positive experience with about everyone that I've had experience with on this list.
Hmm.
So I think as a beginner, especially having that tight knit community is one of the biggest things in draft. I know it's what kept me playing draft, and so I'm hoping to
Absolutely.
build something like that here.
Absolutely.
All right. So do you want to
And
go to our National Dex League?
yeah, for national decks.
Which I just wanted to mention that people can play in both at the same time.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
you're going to see a
We
lot of
anyone who
repeat
signed up
names.
for both, um, it was listed and stressed a lot that if you are signing up for multiple, you will get into multiple. So if you are in multiple divisions here, please contact me immediately and we will sort something out.
If you don't want to
But without
be,
further
too
ado,
bad. Yeah. So we only had
national
14.
decks.
which is
We only had 14, but that's fine.
14
Um,
is fine.
we had a talk about on the server that we would rather keep the number below 16 if it means that we keep our sense of community
Hmm.
and our like tight knit. Like I think Disloyal put it best when he told me that the fun that he derives from this is that he is playing against people he knows and competing against people he knows and like just having a slug match with a friend. And I took that to heart. I really wanted to make sure that we did not ruin that. I want to keep the sense of community that we have. And so I did not want to post the server link in any public servers or anything like that. So yeah, we do only have 14, but I'm completely okay with locking us at a slightly smaller number. And I'm going to be honest, 14 is completely fine.
Yeah, for sure.
It's not, yeah,
Additionally, I want to say that the conversation did arise because we were planning on having 3 divisions,
3 divisions, yes.
but even we didn't even have enough for like 12 per division. Just debate
Yeah,
kind of started, and then
it was going to be like 5 or 6 for
yeah,
one of the
and
divisions.
then
So
we decided ultimately it'd be best to keep a tight community. I know from what I've seen, everybody that gets into WDL is a good friend of somebody who's
yeah,
already in there. Like
they
I
either
know,
has to pass my vibe check or they're passing the vibe check of somebody who's passed my vibe check.
mhm. I know
So
personally, I invited Kuroko and Toby Man in here because they're my best friends
yep,
in real life, and
cannot wait to
they
see these
both
guys
want to
in the
learn.
league.
So I'm like, fuck it, you're balling.
Absolutely.
And I think even though they've not said a lot in the server, I know that like through speed tours and stuff that they've really found a sense of home here.
Good. Excellent. Yeah, I cannot wait to see them in the regular season.
Me neither. With that being said, I mean, next
Yeah,
time
that's
we
all we
do
have for
these,
you tonight, folks.
yeah, next time we do these awards, you're going to be seeing me as the winner of National Dex.
Ah, yeah. We'll see, buddy. You can eat this Terrifier Choice Banded V8.
I did, and you lost that game.
Shut the fuck up.
Make me.
Cut the tape. Turn off the video.
All
It's not
right.
true.
That's all we have for you guys today.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for hanging out. Thank you guys for watching.
What he said
Thank you, Jay, again for putting all this together.
for our
Huge
live
shout out.
audience and call. Thanks for being awesome and
Yeah, you guys are fucking
hyping this
awesome.
up. Originally, this is gonna be a weekly thing, but not the presentation, but just acknowledging some stuff. Then
Yeah.
I got behind, and then I'm like, let's just do it at the end of the season. I think it really did build up hype, and that's what I love to
Yeah.
see. I'm glad that we can have like 12 people in call, and all just listen and you know kind of discuss the stuff we're getting ready to talk about. I love seeing a big conversation.
I think a way that we can have this happen easier as well, if we do end up doing the podcast, we do want to do this weekly, is I will set up a channel in order
Hmm.
to let people vote or nominate things that happen during a week.
Oh yeah.
So I'll set up like categories or like things you can nominate games for, and I'll just have people nominate. And I mean, I'll nominate anything I see, but everyone will be welcome to nominate and vote on things, and we'll
Hmm.
talk about as much as we can.
For sure, for sure. With that being said, I believe that's all we have today. I don't have a closing slide or anything, mainly because I threw this together today, started it today. Um, I just wanted to really hammer home and thank everyone once again for being a great community and really making season two
Absolutely.
one of the best leagues I've played in. And I've played in a lot of leagues because I used to be a fiend. I've settled down a little bit, but
Yeah, I'm
Wish
quickly
invited me.
coming around to that. I would rather be in a good league than many leagues I'm not that attached to.
Hmm.
I really find that I need an environment where I'm with a sense of community and I feel like I belong. And I know a lot of my guys from Destiny have followed me here to draft, and I love you guys. Thank you guys
Yeah,
for being in the next part of my life and the next like hobby that I'm obsessed with.
yeah,
And to all my new friends that I've met through draft, you guys are fucking awesome,
yeah.
and I hope that we continue to jam games.
Wish invited me after one night of talking, so I must have really passed his vibe check. But I'm really glad I did because WDL means so much to me. I'm glad to be a part of it. Glad to be a mod. Glad to be able to do stuff like this and really put the quote unquote skills that I have to use. And
this
able.
this brother can use fonts that I've never seen. Are you guys seeing this? The purple with the white. like a purple shadow. Damn, you ain't never seen shit like
bro.
this, man.
Literally, I'm just using what I learned from YouTube. It's like really good slideshows and some cool ass thumbnails, and that's what I give
And while
to the
it's on
community.
my mind, please please don't hesitate to give feedback. Please don't hesitate to give
Yes,
me your ideas, be it ideas for anything, be it awards, be it the podcast, be it something the server can do for you. If it's not scratching an itch you want it to scratch. I know, like for example, Shadow was wanting low tier for a while, and um, we kept talking, and he kept saying that he wants to play low tier. And, you know, we put together low tier, and look at it, it's the most popular division, and it's the one that I know a ton of players are super excited to play. So please let yourself be the next Shadow and give me more ideas.
opinions are
So
the most important
my
thing. It
DMs are
doesn't.
always open.
Yeah,
General chat always open.
my DM's always open if you need to talk about literally anything at all.
Hmm. Man,
Uh,
you guys are fucking awesome,
yeah,
for real.
opinions are the most important. It doesn't matter what they are. If you give them, I'll listen. May not
Hmm.
agree, but
Like
I'll
the
respect them.
number one part from season two, the feedback form.
Hmm.
We've received feedback that it wasn't as enjoyable or as like casual of an experience
And
as it was pitched, and now we've got a casual division
yeah,
because I want to make sure that you guys are having as good a time as you can. And yeah,
yeah, we may not be after partying. I'm not quite sure.
less after party.
We are. All right.
Yeah.
Bet. Thank you
So
all
thank you everyone for watching.
so much for watching. I believe this is going to actually be on YouTube and not be unlisted. I believe that's how I'm
Yeah,
going to
go for it.
plan on it.
Yeah.
So if anyone in call wants to watch
Advertise
this
my league to
again,
your audience.
yeah. If anybody wants to share this with a friend or share it to somebody who is not currently in call, be my guest.
Hmm.
It'll probably go up tomorrow. I don't have a lot of things to do tomorrow, so it should go up by then.
Yeah. And
And
any of JSauce's audience, reach out to him on Discord.
yeah,
Get a Discord invite off of him.
I'll put the do you
We'll
want
have
to put the
season
link
four.
in you want me to put the link in the
I wouldn't
description?
put the link in public. I would just
Yeah.
get people to DM you because I who knows, people might not even be
Yeah,
interested. But
fair enough. Fair
yeah,
enough. All right. So
alrighty.
yeah, that's it.